You're not to get involved in your mom's Facebook stuff. My dad's words years ago when I started a discussion with my mom over some dumb racist shit she said on Facebook. Facebook brings out the worst in my mother, who in real life used to be a lovely woman but over the years got lost in her echo chamber of stupidity. I tried getting her out, but I'm not to get involved in my mom's Facebook stuff. Today there was an illegal protest in my city. A protest organized on Facebook by the lowest of the low of our society. We have a group of about 100 delusional in the country who are actually willing to get from behind their keyboards and disrupt public transport in my city any opportunity they can get in the name of the people. My parents, not a part of the 100 but seem to be well on their way, went to today's protest. The protest was illegal. They were told to separate and leave. They didn't. They got arrested. Haha. They didn't have any form of identification on them, so they were not allowed to leave. My dad called for the first time this afternoon asking me to go to their place, pick up the IDs and then the police station. I asked if this was about the Facebook event. He said yes. I said I better not get involved, then hung up and ignored his next 17 calls. My aunt apparently went to pick them up later tonight and everyone's pissed at me saying I'm a traitor except for Grandma, who called to say she misses me and I haven't been able to get the grin of my face. Now to the comments. Give your grandma a big hug next time you're able to see her after the lockdown is over. Grandma deserves a nice steak dinner and a bottle of Prosecco from her town's most excellent contactless delivery. It's a strange role reversal. When we're young, parents try to keep us from following the wrong crowd, and when they're old we have to keep them from the wrong crowd. I guess the idle time does make for wicked ways. So, several years ago I joined Facebook so I could keep track of my teenage daughter's activities. Fast forward to today and I'm still on Facebook, even though my kids are adults now, to keep my mom from accidentally joining the Aryan Brotherhood. Their stupidity for not having any ID on them. Hope they learned a lesson. As someone who had the hobby of observing tinfoil hats for a while, they will find some hick that explains to them that having to carry ID is because they are slaves of the state and burning it will set them free. Also, here's a new Human from Earth passport, that will be $90 each please. Human from Earth? Sounds a bit globalist to me. Ha 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 ha, Granny is the duck and goat. She's with you because grandmas tell it like it is. Probably told them ya deserved it. You should meet my grandmother then. Why would they not bring ID? Did they think that would help somehow? Like the cops detain you and then just shrug and give up when they don't have any? OP replied. Well, my mom keeps her ID in a drawer with her driver's license. She doesn't drive, so they're readily available when she needs them. My dad keeps his license, only ID, in his dashboard, but I don't feel they've been doing a lot of thinking lately. How does she think they would be readily available if she needs them? That makes zero sense, especially because she needed them and they weren't readily available. Does she not carry a wallet or purse? LMAO, that's hilarious. At some point you will realize that you have very different worldviews from your parents. Keep doing what you're doing. OP replied. But it never used to be like this. It's as if when they got older and got more free time on their hands they went with the wrong crowd. For instance, I've always got all my vaccines and now the past few years she's devoted anti-vax all of a sudden. Total 180 on a number of viewpoints. It's just a shame. My grandfather on my dad's side is this way. He's never been racist in real life, but online he's basically part of some quasi-white hate groups on FB. I think it's because he lives in an extremely rural area and, as you said, it's an echo chamber, so the attention and support he gets from other idiots just feeds his idiocy. We can't talk sense to him anymore. I better not get involved, then hung up and ignored his next 17 calls. I laughed so hard. Grandma is tired of her family's shit and you put a wide smile on her face today. Bless you. Helps yet. Grandmas love you no matter what. When I was a kid it was always don't believe what you read on the internet and the internet/Facebook is bad for you. I ditched FB a year ago and it's amazing, and being raised on the internet, Xbox Live lobbies, YouTube comments, Reddit, Twitter, etc., has given me a solid BS detector, but now my parents are hooked in and spread all sorts of shit. What the hell? Exactly the same for me, it's scary. Would have I reacted differently to the shit I saw on 4chan and other places when I was younger if I had been an entitled 50-years-old boomer? I never gave it much attention because I knew in the end I was just a kid who didn't know much, but older people think they found some secret communities of ultra-smart unbiased people and can't sense the BS in it, I'm afraid. All these people whining about how OP is wrong because even thought their parents did something shitty and faced logical consequences, they are your parents. Guess what? OP's dad told OP to stay out of mom's toxic FB bullshit. OP stayed out of mom's toxic FB bullshit. It's the definition of being entitled when you tell someone to mind their own business then expect them to help you when you duck up in the course of your business. Common genetics does not mean you owe someone above and beyond tolerance of stupidity. They are your parents. Duck these people. This is absolute entitlement. They have no clue what it's like to live in an abusive household or have to deal with horrible family. You have no obligations to any person in your family, not even your parents. If they want to hurt you or hurt others, you are under no obligation to cater to them just because family. Extremely toxic to believe that and only enables further abuse of people. Go hang out in /r/raised by narcissists if you still think otherwise. Exactly. I was lucky enough to be raised by a wonderful mother. My father had serious issues, as did my stepfather, mostly because of the way he was raised, but my best friend's parents were incredibly toxic and entitled, which is why she came to live with us at 14. I just wish more people realized that they do not have to tolerate abuse just because family. My dad called for the first time this afternoon asking me to go to their place, pick up the IDs and then the police station. I asked if this was about the Facebook event, he said yes. I said I better not get involved, then hung up and ignored his next 17 calls. I wouldn't have said I better not get involved then. I would have said you told me not to get involved in my mom's Facebook stuff and then hung up and ignored him. Yet it emphasizes why you're not getting involved so they know it's your attempt at making what they said bite them in the bum. I knew you were either Dutch or German because of your compound words. Then I saw your username. So, I take it this was that protest in Den Haag the other day? Is it selfish to say I'm glad I'm not the only one who has a loved one putting up stupid things on Facebook? It's not even that she put up crap, it's that she puts up crap that contradicts the crap she's put there before. I love my birth mother but I hate seeing her post on Facebook. Here in Holland, we have a saying, who burns his ass, has to sit on the blisters. They got what they deserved for silencing you. I just called a friend on her FB post complaining about her new neighbor. She said something to the effect of how her new neighbor couldn't speak English and how suspicious it was that they can afford to live in a house worth over $600,000. So now she's pissed, of course, because the truth hurts. She's a little redneck for lack of a better term, but so is some of my family. However, none of my family would ever make a stupid assumption as equating any language other than English to poverty and crime. What is the cure for ignorance? Staying silent hasn't worked yet. Why don't we try something different and call it out when we see it? Keep at it, OP. One racist at a time.